news broke that Jerry Sandusky's adopted son, Mark Sandusky, is alleging that he was also molested and sexually abused by Jerry Sandusky. So this is something that didn't come out until very recently. It turns out that the prosecution was saving him as a special witness in case Jerry Sandusky testified.
It was going to rebut if Sandusky testified, which they thought he would, because his lawyer suggested at the beginning that he would, but then he didn't.
So they wound up not using him, but I like it because it kind of keeps it in your back pocket. If for some insane miracle he gets off, then you can go back and say, all right, now we'd like to prosecute him for what he did to his adopted son.
Got other cases to bring forward.
Yeah, and with Sandusky, you can go for decades with other cases, right? And
yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, they did. I hope. Well, first of all, I hope they're right and we just get a conviction here.
Oh, yeah. He appears to be the most guilty man in American history.
The jury asked for transcripts of the testimony from the former quarterback who saw them together in the shower, saw the most graphic testimony, but the defense's rebuttal witness to that, who said that McQueary had told a different story to him. So interesting that that's right now what the jury is focusing on.
God, I would have hoped that the decision would be fairly quick, because from the outside it appears to be the most open and shut case we've ever seen. And again, Dick Cheney celebrating. He's like, now, not only am I out of the cellar, but I got Sandusky and Riel Hunter underneath me. I'm feeling pretty good. All of a sudden, the third least popular man in America.
Well, Jerry Sandusky has a way of putting those other stories in enormous perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, all right, Riel Hunter, John Edwards. Yeah, all right, fine. Yeah, okay, you're not as bad as Jerry Sandusky. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure anybody in the country is as bad as Jerry Sandusky. His son, or one of the witnesses who testified against Sandusky, had mentioned his son once in passing. He said they were heading to the shower. He didn't know what was going to happen with Sandusky. It was after a game or something. And Matt, the son, was coming out. And they said, what did Matt look like when he saw you going into the shower with Jerry Sandusky? He said he looked nervous. Oh. And I was like, oh, boy. Oof. And to adopt kids and to do that to him, I mean, just when you thought this guy couldn't get worse, like, this is just the most hideous person we've talked about maybe in the history of the show.
And I think Mark Sandusky coming out and saying that this happened to him really destroys the defense, because the defense is all these people are lying and there's a conspiracy against Jerry Sandusky. So his own son would participate in that conspiracy against him? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, none of it makes any sense because, as we already know, Sandusky said, well, I didn't rape all the kids, to Bob Costas. So come on, let's go. I wasn't part of the jury, but let's get a ruling here. It's not that hard.